Hi, welcome to Data Driven Buzz. I know it has been a while. I was just navigating through some personal challenges, but I'm excited to announce that I have now joined Vanguard as a marketing data analyst in their personal investor business. I have also relocated from Texas to Pennsylvania for this role. In today's episode, I've been joined by my friend Bauer Fichter. Bauer Fichter has joined M&T Bank as a senior marketing specialist in their paid media team. I think you will really like today's episode. I want you to grab your coffee and enjoy this candid conversation between two friends talking about corporate America, talking about their learning experiences.
We'll discuss changes. You got separated from media thesis. I was separated from Linux.
Give me a little bit of a summary. What the hell happened? Why? You seem like such a
Yeah,
motivated and you have such a
yeah,
passion for what you do. It just seems crazy that they got
yeah,
ready.
yeah. Honestly, man, it was a gut punch. Like I never thought I'll be circumstances like this will happen. Like I will have to leave my position at Linux. Uh, Me being getting laid off was definitely. I took it well in the moment. I Even while I was driving back, I already started making some calls. I think maybe my ego was hurt at the time. I was like, I'm gonna get a new job in like an instant. I started making some calls on the way back. But then when I came back home, it hit me. For the next few days, I stopped eating clean. I did not exercise, and I felt like something was missing, right? Like because if you are so passionate for a company you're working for, you invest yourself, and then you see those small changes, you enjoy those small wins, and then you see this larger picture. Okay, we are going towards this streamlined data processes. We are gonna invest in new paid media strategies, and then suddenly you're just asked. That too brutally. Like my boss, he has taught me a lot. I was a data analyst, purely a data analyst guy. He made me a marketing analyst. Like he invested a lot of time, and he was a strict boss. But sometimes you learn from strict bosses.
Yeah.
And he gives me a lot of roles and responsibilities, which I appreciate because that's how I was able to learn marketing.
Uh-huh.
But he showed very poor leadership, man. Like I was suddenly called into the HR room. He wasn't even there. He did not even show up to say goodbye. He hasn't texted me in the last 5 weeks after I left. So
Wow.
he showed very poor leadership. And it was her boss in the room and the HR, and they said that hey, sorry, you know how sales are going. So again, we being a manufacturing industry, our air conditioning sales, heating unit sales were low. We know that the industry is not doing well. Our company is not doing well. Our last 2 quarters, I think our sales was down like 10% year over year, which is not a good thing.
No.
So we already know there were some job cuts which happened, but you never expect that it will happen with you. So when it
Yeah.
happened with me, it was sad. Like that same day, 5 people were laid off from the marketing team. We had about 100 people, so it was the it was like not unexpected, but it's still very unexpected when that happens with you. And my boss's boss said, "Hey, there's no performance issue. I'm sorry, we just had to cut some jobs." So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, if it's not a performance issue, then you should explain why you're laying specifically me off, right? Then you should explain that. But she
And they
didn't.
didn't. Oh
She
man.
didn't, yeah. And then she said, I'm just gonna get your backpack. You cannot go back to your desk. You just have 5 minutes to leave. I worked there 4 years, and you're treating me like almost like a criminal, which is again, which sucked. But yeah, I mean, what I've learned that some people take their jobs too seriously. I don't think you should do that. Your job cannot be your identity. That's what I've
Yeah.
learned. I am
Great.
a podcaster. I'm a father. I like sports. I'm a sports fan. I have other things too in me, not just a marketer, not just a marketing analyst for Linux. So that's what I've learned. I've also learned that there is less stability now for foreign nationals like me, especially navigating through the job market. It was hell. Like last 1.5 months was very tough. I barely got interviews. I got about 15 to 20 calls where they were genuinely interested in me, but they immediately declined me when I told them I need a work visa. And at the end, I
Wow.
was left with only two calls. One was from Amex and one was from Vanguard. Luckily, I cracked one of them, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to go to Philly area, work for Vanguard.
Okay. Well, that's really cool. And shit, it sounds like that was a tough 1.5 months. I'm sorry that you went through that. It's brutal out there. The job market does suck. Like you mentioned Robin Sharma in our last call. You said that in the Leadership Without a Title. I ended up going on to read the 5 a.m. Club, and then I wait, this is so
He's
funny. And
Man,
then
he's an interesting guy. His one of his book, the Ferrari one. Do you also have the Ferrari one?
I read 5 a.m. Club. That one was my first book. And then I'm reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari right
Yeah.
after. And I need to, the next one on my list is the leader who had no title.
And you know what? You actually learn a lot from bad bosses. So I exactly know what kind of leader I want to be and what kind of things I don't want to do when I lead a team in the future. But
Cheers.
man, I really appreciate you getting that stack of books. You're definitely a very classy guy with the books, and also I feel like you have a very good hat collection.
Thanks. Yeah, I do have a lot of good hats. I grew up wearing a lot of hats. Um, so I've been collecting hats forever.
Yeah,
That's funny you say that. All right, wait. Next question, and then we can talk marketing. So,
yeah.
where in Philly are you going to be moving? So, where's Vanguard? Is it like Radnor, PA?
Malvern, PA.
Auburn? Okay,
It's
yeah.
in Chester County, very close to Phoenixville, King of Prussia Mall.
Yep.
So I
That's
think it's a cool
40 minutes out.
location. I mean, what I'm reading online, it looks cool. So far, what I knew about Philly area was Eagles, uh, and and then someone told me Fairmount Park is an excellent place to propose someone. So
Yeah.
again, that's not relevant to me anymore, but maybe for you.
Yeah, I actually we just got engaged back in April. So funny enough, we're from Jersey, which is right over the bridge.
Yeah,
Right over the Ben Franklin Bridge is where we grew up in Haddonfield. And yeah, in April I proposed. We had been Ellie and I, my fiance, have been together since junior year of high school. So
yeah,
it
that's
was
awesome, man. I think I
yeah, it was
saw your
cool.
story. Maybe you were traveling a month ago. I think I saw your story on Instagram. You guys were traveling somewhere, so I saw her. Yeah.
Amsterdam and Copenhagen is where we went in the summer, like the end of the summer. It
Oh wow.
was a cool
Oh, that's
trip.
awesome, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, the main line's great. So Malvern's like a little bit
Yeah.
northeast Philly, but it's a great area. I love it up there.
One of the wealthiest county in Pennsylvania, man. I'm gonna be broke.
Yeah, and we all are, aren't we? I'll come over. I'll come over to your area and we can do something in King of Prussia area, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we have to meet. Yeah, for sure. I don't know anyone in the area, by the way. Not a single person
yep.
except you. Vanguard, man, they have been using AWS since 2015. One of
Gotcha.
the first companies to invest in the cloud to understand that they need to scale for the number of investors they're getting. And I've seen some amazing growth. Like I was looking at their numbers in the last 3 years, they were able to get from 30 million investors to 50 million investors.
Holy
And
shit.
you think about
And just
Vanguard, they obviously don't have any stores. Everything what they do is dependent on the technology.
yep.
So they make sure that their trading platform is like gives us the seamless experience, flawless. And they have an interesting tool. It's called Kafka. Have you heard about that? For big data operations. So they use Confluent Kafka for marketing data. And I don't know yet much. All I know is that because they know when people are trading, they're maybe on their platform for like 5 minutes. And within the 5 minutes, they want to analyze real-time data about client's activity. What is he doing? And they want to set a nudge back, like a message. Hey, I know you checked this stock. You should also check a similar stock. And so sending that recommendation, creating those rules on how you want to help people based on their activity, I think that's really cool. And I want to learn that, like how you are able to do that real-time messaging. Like that would be
Cool.
very
Is
cool.
it internal? So it's like they're reaching out to the individuals to say, look into the XYZ stock because of what your user behavior, or
Yeah.
is it for marketing purposes?
Yeah, both
Both, I
actually.
guess.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the more that they invest, the more money they're making.
Yeah.
So I am rooting for you. It'll be
Yeah.
great. And I'm excited for you to come see the Northeast. And
Yeah, talk to me about media thesis as well. Like how were things there? I know you worked there for a while with Princeton Partners and media thesis.
yep.
And how was that separation there?
Honestly, great. It was not, there was no bad blood. I
Mm,
actually just got dinner with Chris Sullivan, who
mm.
I connected you with. Have you met him yet?
No, I haven't met him yet. I think we're connected on LinkedIn now, but
Okay.
we haven't had a conversation yet.
Cool. He's a great guy. I got
Mm,
dinner with him in Philly last night just to catch up because it had been just over a month. Yeah, no bad blood. I mean, I owe my career so far to him and just all the responsibility that he gave me, and leadership opportunities early on in my career. I
mm.
think set me up for success. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm feeling confident in what I'm doing, and I
Yeah.
think that a lot of it has to do with the agency. I think that also working at a small agency,
Mm,
having to just get shit done by myself
yeah.
and kind of roll up my sleeves and do the work.
Yeah.
Working with a really small team
Yeah.
uh, was super beneficial stepping into
Mm,
big corp
mm.
because now I understand what it's like to work on such a small team, and
Yeah.
I appreciate kind of the big atmosphere.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing to
Yes.
be careful about is like in corporate, you get a lot of ad hoc requests from different managers, not just your own manager. So
Yep.
I think just having that clarity with your manager, like, hey, do I have to cater to all of these ad hoc requests coming in, or how do I politely tell them no?
The first thing, I'm not quite there yet with like different the way that we're kind of built out internally is I sit on the paid media team, and
Hmm.
then we have plenty of different products.
Hmm.
So there's many different products in the financial services
Yeah.
space, of course,
Hmm.
and there's different teams for each product. So
Hmm.
I think that as time will progress, I'm kind of like almost feels like we're a little media agency for all of the different products.
Okay.
So I imagine we'll be getting a lot of requests from all of them, but that's kind of like our responsibility, which is
Yeah.
nice. Um, but the latter, which is just like clear expectations, I'm just getting used to being new at a new company. And
Yeah.
like I had this preconception of like what my role would be.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had one as well. And I'm trying to kind of blend what I'm doing currently with
Mm.
like what does 6 months from and a year from now look like in
Yeah.
the role so that I can like set up the right
Yeah.
goals and guardrails to keep me in my energy in the right direction. It's
Yeah.
been interesting, but it's been good. Ultimately, I
Yeah.
just another big thing with big corporations is just making the connections with all these different people.
Very important.
There was like 40 people at Media Thesis, Princeton
Mm.
Partners. Now there's over 150 on the marketing team alone at M&T. So it's like
150? Wow, man, that's a big marketing team.
it's a huge marketing
That's a
team.
very
There's
big
so many,
marketing.
and the people are awesome. It's been really great, but just making constantly making new connections every day.
Yeah. But yeah, but make sure like the managers you closely work with, you have an occasional lunch with them. And I would also suggest to have a quarterly skip level meeting. Again, skip level meeting. So with your manager's manager, there is a
Oh,
corporate
nice.
term for it, skip
Yeah.
level. So you make sure you meet them at least once in 6 months, if not a quarter.
Awesome. That's a good
Uh,
recommendation.
yeah, I
Thanks.
mean, again, you hope that your boss is telling everything to their boss, like, okay, what progress you're making. But sometimes you still have to sell yourself a lot in corporate America. So in the
Yep.
corporate world, you also just need to remind them, by the way, I worked on this project. You hear about it? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, good job. Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, you gotta be an ambassador for
Yeah.
yourself. That makes sense. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, but everything's been great so far. I
Yeah.
mean,
Does it limit your creativity as a marketer when you also have to remember about compliance, regulations,
question.
data integrity? That's,
That's a great question. I've been actually pondering that a lot because
yeah.
it's never been so tight. Now that I'm in house, it's
Yeah.
obviously like at the forefront of what we're doing,
Mm.
opposed to being at an agency where it was like not
Yeah.
an afterthought, but it was more check the boxes, get
Yeah.
through compliance, and then do our work
Mm.
however we want to do our work. So to date, it has not had an impact on my creativity and like the way that
Mm.
I would go about strategy. If anything,
Mm.
it's just an obstacle that we have to overcome.
Yeah.
And I think that it's for good reason. There's
Mm.
so many like I'm in favor of being um, cautious of
Yeah.
redlining doing things that are illegal when it comes to the financial industry. So like me being in favor of it, I think gives me a perspective that's like, I think this is for the greater good. And
Yeah.
then I'm getting to do my work properly, knowing that I'm in right conscious.
Yeah.
Whereas I think other people would be like, I wish that we could do X, Y, and Z to push financial gains. The way that it depends
Yeah.
on how you look at it. So my perspective is we're doing the right thing, and that's
Yeah.
um but yeah, for now, no. My answer is it hasn't
That's good.
been,
That's good.
we'll circle back in 6 months and see how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way,
How
I'm
much do you
seeing,
know?
huh?
How much do you know about compliance and like how much was that a part of
So I
your
worked for 3 years for 4 years almost for a health insurance company, Health Partners in Minnesota. They're pretty big in that area, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And so we had employer groups who would take insurance from us for their employees. For example, M&T Bank has 5,000 employees, something, then they all have insurance with us. But a lot of time, these big corporates would ask about high cost cases. They would be like, can you tell me a little bit detail about how many people exceeded at that time 5 years ago, $50,000 annual limit used to be considered as a high cost limit. So they used to often ask us about the high cost cases, and we would make sure we always summarize the data or position it in a way that they are never able to identify who exactly is a high cost. Otherwise, they risk lose coverage, and we but this was one of our responsibilities to make sure we provide reporting. But everyone deserves a coverage. We have to make sure no one loses coverage because they're a high cost case.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope that your Vanguard role, they appreciate your love for marketing more than before. I know that that was kind of something you battled with, wanting to be more a part of that and get a little bit more into that space. You have a knack for it and you're excited about it. So that should
It's
be a
a it's a very interesting role, man. So they told me that there are a bunch of data scientists who run these models, and your role would be to take the data from these models and explain the leadership what these models are doing. So it's
mm,
an interesting translator role, which I love because I
cool.
have a lot of love for public speaking as well. So
Nice.
able to translate the data effectively and into a story, I would actually love that.